Positive Pay is a great option for companies looking to minimize losses due to fraudulent activity. It offers strong protection for both your ACH transactions as well as the checks you write. Typically, your dashboard is where you review your daily activity and make decisions. Depending on your level of access, it may include your ACH debits and paper checks. From the dashboard, you can view at-a-glance summaries, view reports, such as audit reports and notification delivery reports, and view a list of the current transactions that are in review. Simply select an item to approve it. Change Module is where you manage your settings, rules, and templates for the selected module. It also includes detailed reports and transactions based on that module. For example, the ACH module is where authorized users manage their ACH debits. They can manage notifications, control which items approve automatically, and which items are blocked. Reports offers the same information as Manage, only in a view-only format. And Transaction History displays the same ACH transactions listed in your dashboard, only limited to ACH debits. Finally, your username is where you manage your preferences and securely log out. Selecting preferences lets you choose your landing page as well as the starting page for each available module. The dashboard is your control center for Positive Pay. It includes real-time summaries, reports, and transactions for the items you have permission to view. At a glance, you'll see your current transaction statuses and cutoff times when pay and return decisions become final. ACH transactions include the total amount and number of items set to pay and return, totals being approved and those being blocked. Selecting Set to Pay and Set to Return offers a breakdown for each. System is the default action if no further action is taken. User includes items which a user has overridden the default. FI are items being paid or returned by the FI on your behalf, and the approved list includes transactions that are within the parameters of approved companies. Select the title to open the module's main landing page. Select the total to open its transaction history. Selecting the other amounts, such as the approved list exceptions, pre-filters its transaction history to show only those types of transactions. From here, you can review and, if needed, change the action for each listed item. To return to your dashboard, select Change Module, then Dashboard. Selecting Reports from the dashboard offers detailed reports for audits and notification of delivery for each of your authorized modules. The Transaction View displays a complete list of all items being presented for each of your authorized modules. From here, you can quickly review daily activity and view an item's details, and if it's a check, the image. You'll also see the item's current action and where that decision is coming from. If authorized, you can make changes right from here. To change a decision, select either Pay or Return. By default, the list displays today's transactions. To view another time period, simply select one from the list. You also have the option to filter the list to show specific transactions. For ACH transactions, Positive Pay works by comparing the details of each transaction with a set of rules you have established. The rules are set under Manage, using approved and block lists to control the parameters of ACH payments to various business partners. Approved companies can receive payments that fall within designated limits, including date range. When you create a new approved company, you set each of those guidelines. You can also limit payments to each company based on which account the payment originates from. A vendor, for example, can only be paid from the general account, or an employee only from the payroll and expense accounts. Just select an account from the list and move it to the approved column using the arrow. Then, save. The block list allows you to stop payments to a company altogether. Simply choose the dates you want the blocking to start and end. Again, you have granular control with the ability to block payments from only certain accounts. Or You can put all accounts into the block list using the All arrow. Save to add this company and its selected limits to your block list. ACH Alerts then uses these parameters to examine any ACH debit batches and flags transactions for review that fall outside the limits you set here. Authorized users can then review the flagged transactions and approve or override the system's payment decision. Reports lets you generate a list of all approved companies and their limits, blocked companies, and the notification rules you've established for each account. When a transaction is flagged or blocked, a notification will be sent to the contacts you've established. By setting notification rules on an account basis, you can have alerts regarding the payroll account sent to HR and accounting personnel, and alerts regarding the general business account sent to a supervisor and payables, for example. Selecting transaction history from the screen will display the flagged items for ACH debits only. Expand the line to view details for each transaction. You can easily add the company to your approved or block list from here, or reject the transaction if it is not correct. To see transaction exceptions for all types of payments in a single list, use transaction history from the dashboard. Check fraud has long been a significant source of financial loss for businesses. Positive Pay helps protect you from these forms of fraud by comparing every check that is presented for payment against a list of details for each check you've issued. If the details don't match, the check is flagged for review, where you decide whether to pay or return it. Manage is where you manage the templates you use for uploading these issued checks. You can view templates previously added, make changes, and add new ones. Perform is where you do the actual batch importing or manual entry of your issued checks. From Issue File Load, simply select your template, then drag and drop the file you're importing. Or browse your desktop. If you have only a handful of issued checks, you also have the option of entering them manually. Just enter the indicated information for each check, then save. Under Reports, you'll find the Issued Item Status, where you can view the status of items with issues. And View lets you view the current status of issued files. It will show batches or items still being processed by the system, and those that are approved and available for matching. Manage shows the items within each batch. The Issue Warehouse displays all issued checks that remain outstanding, along with a tool to update any items with incorrect details. These outstanding items can be downloaded as a CSV, and Item Lookup provides a search tool for finding a specific check. Selecting transaction history from this screen will display the flagged items for checks only. Expand the line to view details for each transaction. You can override the system decision by easily paying or returning it based on your own review of the exception. To see transaction exceptions for all types of payments in a single list, use transaction history from the dashboard.